Hey guys, I'm Simulator Tech, and today I'm taking a look at a super unique keyboard. It's unlike anything I've tried up until this point. Starting at $189, this keyboard is not an ultra budget keyboard, but it's not an unreasonable price either. Starting off strong, the keyboard comes in a metal case with latches, which is kind of crazy. I think the designs are a little tacky, but it's not a big deal. There's not a whole lot of stuff included. The only thing aside from the keyboard itself is a bag with two 3U keycaps and stab wires for the spacebars. Made of CNC'd aluminum and acrylic accents, this keyboard comes in three colors, and I have the green-gray with frosted red accents version, which they call Deadpool 911. The three colors are supposed to be based on the three states of the characters in CyberPunk 2077. The design is inspired by CyberPunk, which I can see with the lines running across the back and peeking up on the sides, giving it a retro vibe, while also incorporating more futuristic elements like the light strip on the front and the frosted red wedge on the back. I think it can be best described as kind of a retro-futuristic. To disassemble the case, we have to remove 4 screws that are hidden under the case feet. The PCB connects to the daughter board using a ribbon cable that I find a little bit short and I wish it was a little longer. In the bottom case, we don't have much. There's a translucent cover for the batteries, presumably because the underglow shines through this section through the red frosted wedge. Finally, we have our assembly. The plate is polycarbonate and is very flexible. It utilizes 6 slip-on silicone gaskets. Be careful if you're messing with the plate though, because they fall off pretty easily. Under the plate is a sheet of very light plate foam, and surprisingly there's no PE foam, just the PCB underneath. Our hot swap PCB is fairly standard, coming in at 1.6mm with no flex cuts. It does not have any kind of per key RGB, but it does support VIA and has Bluetooth compatibility for wireless connectivity. The most confusing part about this PCB is the unique layout. I'll throw an image from their website on the screen so you can see how it's laid out. The only interchangeable bit is the spacebar. You can choose to use a 6U spacebar or split it up into two 3U spacebars. One thing to note though is that the keyboard only comes with 3U wires, so you'll need to provide 2 sets of PCB mounted stabilizer housings since it doesn't support plate mounted stabs. If you plan to use the 6U spacebar, make sure you have a 6U stabilizer wire because this does not come with one. To build this keyboard, I'm using some extra V3 Akko screw-in stabs for the spacebars lubed with dielectric grease. On goes our Polycarb Plate. For switches, I'm using some Neo white switches. They're long pole, prelubed linear switches, so nothing super special. Sound-wise, they tend to lean on the louder and poppier side of the spectrum in my experience, which should help considering I'm foregoing the use of the included plate foam. After putting the PCB back into the case, we can screw it back together. For keycaps, I'm using a set from JC Studio. They are cherry profile, die sub PBT in a black on beige colorway with some red Cyrillic sublegends if I remember correctly. Although I don't think they match the vibe of this keyboard, the colors match very well. Unfortunately, the JC Studio caps don't come with two 3U spacebars, so I'm using the included clear ones. It looks kind of funny, but you know, that's what you get with a funky layout. Let's hear how it sounds. It sounds pretty much how I expected. It's definitely on the clackier side, and it's pretty clean sounding. Unfortunately, the spacebar sounds basically the same as the alphas since they're not very long, but if you do 6U, it might be a little better. Overall, the sound is not bad, but it's definitely nothing amazing. In terms of feel, it's pretty standard and has a little bit of gasket compression and assembly flex, but it's not like an insane amount. It's a pretty comfortable typing experience, so really nothing out of the ordinary there. Overall, those buying this board are not buying it for its amazing sound or feel, though it is competent in both of those areas. You buy this keyboard because it looks freaking awesome. It's definitely not for everyone, especially with such a unique look and compact layout, but if you think it looks cool, then I think at its price point, it's absolutely worth considering. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. If you want to support me and get a small discount on this board, then I'll have an affiliate link in the description with a discount code to use at checkout. Thank you for watching, and thank you Velocifire for sending out the board. See you guys later. Bye!